Hello guys and welcome to Kitchen Kolony. On this channel, I'll be bringing to you a taste of Jamaican inspired meals with a twist to suit every palate. Today I'll be preparing for you some fish tea or fish soup as we'd call it in Jamaica, and I'll be using fish head and some boneless pieces of fish. Before we move on, let me just take this time to thank my subscribers, old and new, and also my viewers. Thank you for coming back faithfully every week. In preparing fish tea, you may use whatever fish you like. And fish tea is actually a very light soup. It's not as thick as a pea soup or a chicken soup. If you'd like to see me make this special dish, then come along. The soup is well loved because it is believed to be an aphrodisiac, and as we say back home, once you get a cup, you always want to go back for more. So let me show you how we do it back home. For our fish tea, here I have some fish head, and I've already washed and cleaned them. Right here, we have an Irish potato, onion, garlic cloves, piece of Scotch bonnet pepper, some thyme, pimento berries, and some spring onions. Some diced pumpkin, and some celery. It's about 3 stalks, and I've chopped them. A packet of fish tea, some dough for dumplings, carrots, okra, and some diced yam. Now I've left them in water to prevent them from getting discolored. Now first, we're going to boil the fish head. We're going to boil them along with all the seasoning that we have in this bowl, with a piece of Scotch bonnet pepper. Now I'm adding some boiling water, and we're going to allow it to boil for at least half an hour. And when it is done, I'm going to strain and remove any some of the meat or the flesh of the fish. Now I'm going to dice my potato. Now you can use it, because it's a fish tea, you want the food particles, the food should to be very small, just bite-sized pieces. You can make it big, but I tend to like it with bite-sized pieces. After half an hour, it's ready. I'm going to turn the stove off and remove my fish. Now I'm going to allow this to cool and then pick out any pieces of fish that can be used in the soup, and then I'm going to strain the liquid. Now I'm going to strain what is left. Now I'm going to strain in a larger pot, because this is where I'm going to make my soup. Time to start the soup now, so I'm turning on the stove. Now I'm going to add some boiling water to the pot, some more boiling water, and I'm going to add about 2 more cups or 3 more cups of water. And to this, I'm going to add all the things that I've prepared before. Now to the stock, I'm going to add my pieces of yam, and I make sure put them in small chunks. Celery. I like the celery because it has this chocho taste. It's similar to what we call chocho back home, the taste. Carrots. Potato. And the pumpkin. Then cover and allow it to boil. Here I have some boneless pieces of fish, and I'm going to add a little fish sauce, the seasoning. Just a little, not much, just a little. I'm removing some of the fish from the head, the boneless pieces, trying to prevent any bones. So these are pieces that we find in the head, and it's good to put in the soup. Now it has been boiling for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to add some green seasoning, just a little green seasoning, and allow it to boil. Add in the dumplings now. The pieces of vegetables or ground provision is usually cut very small, so that when it is cooked it is almost breaking apart to make small little chunks. Now it has been cooking for about 25 minutes. Now it's time to add the okra. This is optional, and this is frozen okra. Now fish tea is not supposed to be a very thick soup, it's supposed to be very light. So I'm going to allow this to boil, and I'm going to turn it down while I get on to do something else. Now in my pan I'm going to just add a very little amount of olive oil. Just a little olive oil. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to toss my fish, and the reason for that, I don't want it to break apart. I want it to be seen when I'm serving the soup. So I'm going to slightly toss it in some oil to allow it to stay firm when I put it in the pot. Now the reason for doing this is that I want chunks of fish in my soup. I don't want them to break apart, because they will break apart if you put them in like this. So I'm going to just slightly fry them and then put them in at the last 5 minutes. I want them to be firm, not crisp, just firm, you know, so that they hold up in the soup when it's time. See, 2 minutes and it's done. So we just turn it off and get ready to put it in the soup. Time to add the fish tea soup mix, but I'm adding it to some water because I don't want it to get lumpy when it gets into the hot soup. It's time to add the fish pieces. Also, the pieces that I removed from the head after boiling, I'm going to put them back in now. And I'm very gentle at this point. I don't want to break them because I want chunks of fish in my soup. The reason for doing it this way is that I don't want to be drinking soup and a piece of bone or some scale gets down my throat. I want it to be boneless and people enjoy the soup without worrying about bone and scales. Last thing, a piece more of the Scotch bonnet pepper, and then I'm going to taste and see if I need salt. Allow it to simmer for another 5 minutes and your soup is done. This soup was spicy, tasty, and well seasoned. There were no bones or scales to contend with. I confidently ate mine without a worry because I didn't find any bone as normal. Actually very satisfying to have chunks of fish in the soup, you know, and the fish was not bland because it was seasoned with the fish sauce. If you've enjoyed what you've just watched, then please give me a thumbs up, share my videos, and if you have not yet subscribed, please remember to do so. I do enjoy making these videos for you, and I do appreciate your comments. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.